a jumbo jet. It wasn't easy, but nothing is. No. When I feel I'm even low, and I'm pissing on me. When I lie and I'm easy, all the time I'm never sure why I need you. Please for me, yeah. I got my head down when I was young. It's not my problem. It's not my problem. When I feel I'm in my love, and I'm pissing on my nose. When I lie and I'm lazy all of the time, but I'm never sure why I need you. Piece of me, yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my first YouTube video. Just got done wrapping up my first session, which was really cool. Gonna have some food now shortly, and then after, stay tuned because I'm actually going to show you guys how you can make and edit your own diets for fat loss goals, so you can always keep yourself accountable and always see results when you're trying to lose fat loss. So if that's some stuff that you want to learn, keep watching. That goes for about 10-12 minutes or so, but that will teach you everything that you'll ever need to know, which is really cool. That's going to be the majority of the rest of the video, kind of like more of an informative type video. So if you like the video, you can always like, follow, share, all that cool stuff, and then leave a comment too. It's free, and hope you like the little edit that I did for the start of it, which should be pretty cool. But aside from that, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoy the rest of it. Today we're going to be looking at how to calculate and adjust your macros. So the first thing you need to know is starting with this maintenance number. As soon as you find this maintenance number, you can then subtract calories in order to actually start losing body weight. So first thing you need to do for maintenance is your body weight. Now everything that we're doing today is body weight in pounds. So body weight times 14 to 16. This 14 to 16 is actually a spectrum. On the 16 side of the spectrum, you have people that are very active, people that train a lot with soccer, basketball, or other sports. You have people that work full-time jobs, always on their feet, like a manual labor job. As you move over into the 14 side of the spectrum, these are the people that mainly have a desk job, people that just go to work, come home, don't do much activity at all. So for myself specifically, I'm going to put myself in just in the middle, between the two at 15. So for body weight times 15, my body weight in pounds is 209 pounds times 15, which is 209 times 15 is going to give us 3,135 calories as our maintenance level. So now that we know our maintenance level is 3,135, from that top number, it's up to you how much you want to subtract. Some people go for a subtle 250 to 300 calories on top of that top number. Some people go more aggressive at 550, 600. If you go too aggressive, you're not going to have anywhere to pull calories from later down the track. So my gold number would always be 500. So 3,135 minus 500 is 2,635. So 2,635 is going to be our starting calories for losing body weight. Okay, so now we know our starting number, we need to find the macros that are inside of that. So that's step 2. Now each of these different macros actually have a certain amount of calories per 1 gram of macro. Protein and carbs both have 4 calories per gram. Fat has 9 calories per gram. Alcohol has 7 calories, but we're not going to get into alcohol today. So the first thing we need to do is finding our protein. Now the formula.
I accidentally zoomed in heaps. I don't know how I done it. How do I unzoom?
So the first thing that we need to do, the first macro we're going to find is our protein. So in order to find our protein, what we are going to do is protein is body weight times 0.75, 1 to 1.25. Again, this here is another spectrum, and the differences between 0.75 to 1 gram to 1.25. Over at the 0.75, this is for the people that are probably slightly bigger, and someone that's obese, overweight, hasn't gone to the gym much and have much muscle on them. These are the people that might be cutting for their first time, just getting into the gym, don't have too much muscle on them. They won't need as much protein compared to the other people. Now 99% of the people live in the middle here at 1 gram. At 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. This is where 99% of people will stay. This is where I'm going to go for my cut, for example. It's only when you move into 1.25. These are the people that are sub 10% body fat, 6 weeks out from comp. So there's not too many people that need to be in this 1.25 spectrum. Majority of the people here will be in the 1%, unless this is your first time and you don't have too much muscle on your frame, then 0.75 might be the answer for you. So for today's example, it is going to be 209 times 1, hope you can do the math, 209 grams of protein. And we have our first macro down. Moving on. The next macro we are going to find is fat. Now on the side of fat, it is body weight times 0.3 to 0.4. Again, this is another spectrum. So on this side of the 0.3, this is for the people that absolutely love their carbs. So people that want more bread, more pasta, more rice, those types of things. 0.3 means that you're going to spend less of your calories in fat, so you can spend more overall in carbs. When you get to 0.4, these are the people that really love their fat. So stuff like their nut spreads, like their peanut butter or their almond butter, as well as stuff like avocados. People that really love those type of foods will spend more in the 0.4. Or you can go through straight in the middle, which is your 0.35. The benefit of doing 0.35 is it gives you kind of a sweet spot, so you can see and attempt what 0.35 is like, and then after a week, if you don't have enough carbs, you can pull it back down. So for today's example, we're going to do 209 times 0.3, which equals 62. We're going to round that off to 62. And now we have our second macro found at 62. Okay, and our third and last macro, carbs, we're going to find this one with maths, not with a formula. So what we're going to do is, we know that protein has 4 calories per gram, fat has 9 calories per gram, which means when we times this by 4 and this by 9, we'll see the amount of calories in each. So that should equal 840. 62 times 9 equals 558. So by the time we plus these together, just to double check that. Cool. 1,398 is how much my protein and fat are combined. From my number that I'm going to cut from, 2,635, I'm going to then subtract this many calories. 2,635 minus 1,398 equals. So these are the calories for my carbs. And in order to find the amount of grams per carb, I'm going to then divide that by 4, doing that because carbs is 4 grams per calorie. So that divided by 4 equals 310. Okay, great. So now we know how many calories and macros that we need on a daily basis. This will only get us so far. These numbers are what you can find if you look up all your stats on a website, a TDE calculator, but these will only get you so far because that will be your starting point, but then after 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, you have nowhere to go from. So this is what I'm going to teach you next. So step 3 is getting your weekly average weigh-in. So on a day-to-day basis, 7 days a week, you should be weighing yourself in the morning. As soon as you wake up, go to the bathroom and then weigh yourself. As you plus all 7 of those weigh-ins together and then divide it by 7 to get your average, over the course of weeks, I'm going to mock something up, but it should look something like this. Let's say I'm 209 to start off with. Week 2, I drop down to 207, 206. So as we can see, between week 1 and 2, I lose 2 pounds. From week 2 to 3, I lose a pound. And then from week 3 to 4, 0.2 of a pound. So what's happened here is the diet that I just gave you, the macros and the calories, they will only last you so long. It's your body will then adapt and you need to readjust. So when this happens, every 2-3 weeks to begin with, you can always subtract either 15 grams of carbs from your diet, or you can start adding in extra cardio. So both of these are going to reduce your overall calories by either burning them or by eating less. So when you start to struggle and you see a smaller gap, you can either break down 15 carb, depending on how high of a fat, maybe every 3 or 4 weeks, you can pull a tiny bit down from your fat. And these will be your options to either pull from. You can only pull so much from your fat because fat is essential. Once you get under a certain amount of fat, your body's not going to be happy because your hormones rely on fat. So you'll be easily frustrated, easily angered, very depressed, not happy. Morale and libido will be very down. So those figures, these are the minimum that you can have per day. For male, 55 to 60 grams of fat per day, and for female, 45 to 50. Once you go below those numbers on a day-to-day basis, your hormones won't be happy and your body's not going to play happy. So it's essential that you keep your fat over those limits. So after the weeks of either reducing 15 carb or 5 fat, or having the option to increase your cardio, you should see a downwards trend. Every time you hit a small plateau, that's when you'll introduce either 15 carb minus or 5 fat minus, or maybe one cardio session. So doing all these steps together, this is how you'll continually lose fat and get more shredded as the months go by. But this formula here would probably only last you for about 0 to 18 weeks. Your body can sustain losing calories quite frequently. After a while, it's a bit of a bro term, but it's just going to go into survival mode where it won't start burning calories and burning weight anymore to survive. After those 18 weeks or those 16 weeks, sometimes it might be 20 weeks, it changes from person to person. After that time period, you'll need to be at about 2 or 3 weeks of maintenance and reducing your cardio just a tad, so your body has a chance to return to homeostasis, so you can start feeding and training your metabolism to speed up again. So after those 2 or 3 weeks in the maintenance level, you can then go through for a second phase of the diet and restart this until you reach the desired weight, or until you hit the 16 to 18 week plateau and then do another 2 or 3 week gap. So everything that I've just showed you, this is how you can lose body fat yourself and do it yourself at home with making your own adjustments. A computer can only get you so far. This is one of a million things that a coach will do for you and have it all prepared and planned out for you. So if you don't want to go through the hassle, you don't want to go through trying to find what foods you can and can't eat for the right purposes and what can actually fit your macros or not, you can always go to a coach to get you meal plans and to help you guys out so you can continually see weight loss. So you can continually see weight loss over the time period. So you can continuously. That's a big word.
Continuously.
So you can continuously see results over time. I still have a few things left happening in the end of this vlog, so check it out.